How we doing? This is Jamal, one half of TwinVision.
Hakeem, the other half of TwinVision.
We got Mohammed Abdul Bari with us.
Yeah, I'm father, always.
Abdullahi.
So, how's everyone feeling? How's everyone doing?
Yeah, I'm good. You know, just working. You know, the usual stuff.
Yeah, the winter, the autumn. Just get the winter money in. This is the heat. It's the heating season.
Yeah, heating
that time,
season.
innit?
We need to break it down, so we're on it.
Yeah,
Grinding season, isn't it?
yeah. Go on and get ready for the summer, me.
Yeah, try and stack a little bit. Try and stack and think about what you're going to do over the break, innit? Because obviously it's a time for family,
Yeah.
usually. But also, you know, there may be other things that people want to do, preparing to go into the new year.
The new year, 2026, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Are we approaching 2026?
For me, it's really about, okay, how to just refine the focus. So I've got this thing about being dispersed. You know, you can sort of like, you can be doing too many things, having to go too many places, having to try and tick off too many items on a list. So for me, it's just right, how do I consolidate and refine what I do, who I am, so, you know, so I go into 26 just as clean and simple as possible.
Yeah.
That's for me. But my life is
That's
set
quite
that way.
a complex answer. So when you say that, what do you mean is in what? So when you say refine, what? Just getting back to your like
Sharpen
your
up, innit?
roots, like what do you mean that was in, or just kind of like assessing kind of how you approach 2025 and what needs to be changed, kind of thing. Or
There is that, yeah. So because you know, you look back and you say, right, okay, well I did X and Y and Z and D and E, and so I had all these things that you were trying to get through.
yeah,
And you can look back and, well, actually, right, okay, where did that all take me? Yeah. And so I look at it and say, right, okay, so I did this and I did that and I realised that and I realised that. But what I've come to now is, right, okay, what's of fundamental importance to me? Yeah. And it's a bit selfish, obviously, because, you know, all of you lot are grown up and I don't have to think, you know, too. But like, what is of fundamental importance to me that then...
you can if you want, but you don't not have to. Don't forget about us, big man. Whatever you want to say.
Okay. But because so obviously you know that I feel strongly about being on some kind of program that is going to make some change. Yeah. So you know that's important to me, right? You also know that I like to be kind of genuine and in some way achieving in a way that you feel satisfied with yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm looking at, right, how do those two things mesh? How do I still make sure that I'm active? Because that's what we come from. We come from being active. We come from challenging the situation. We come from trying to, that's why you're doing what you're doing. To cut a path, to point a direction. So there's that. But then also you have to feel as if you're sort of like you're realising your potential. Yeah.
Purpose.
And,
kind of thing, yeah.
and you're living the kind of quality of life that you think is
Definitely.
appropriate for where you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
what you're
that's
doing, yeah.
So that, and I get involved in a lot of things. Well, everybody does, don't they? And some of it just disperses you.
Yeah.
It just disperses you.
Distracts you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because even the way you answer that, that's giving me something to think about. Because I feel like, obviously, we're all probably guilty of that. And because I always feel like I probably haven't reached my full potential yet. Probably everyone probably thinks that, do you know what I mean?
I think we all do, yeah.
But also I'm aware that obviously at the same time I want to reach my full potential, but also I'm mindful that I also want to help people as well and kind of, do you understand what I mean? And be like, because without going on the same thing all the time, but I want to reach my potential and also be productive and be helping people.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is it, and so that's, you know, so that's kind of going into 26, but also for me, I've had to reflect, because obviously, you know, I've been on some dramatic activity, you know, that kind of like, I've really done 2 years worth of Africa, innit? Yeah, and even that, whilst it opens your eyes, yeah, because it does open your eyes, you know what, travel opens your mind. But also you need to reflect and say, right, okay, well, no, it may change your perspective, but what did it do materially? Yeah. And so that, because also you need a material outcome.
When you say material, you mean what? You mean profit kind of thing?
Well, what has it just been a lot of travel, right? Has it just been opening my eyes, or is there something material that is on the ground, or is going to be on the ground as a consequence of all that time?
I think you're right, because that's how I'm thinking as well. Because like, don't get me wrong, it's brilliant to travel. Do you understand what I mean? But now, so my thing now is, anywhere I go now, it has to be somewhere that also has a purpose for me. I'm not going to just go to Spain for 3 days and then, because once you got back, and obviously there's a positive and negative way to look at it, but it's like, once that holiday is done, that holiday is done. Do you understand what I mean? So you get, all you got is pictures to look back or whatever, but really, to me, I want to travel to somewhere where, okay, that's somewhere where I would want to spend a lot of time in the future, or I can build there, or I would want to invest and put something down there. Do you understand what I mean? So it's not just traveling for the sake of traveling. But obviously, like I said, we need to travel. We need a break. You need a break from everyday norm. But then, like, once you do it and it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
So you're traveling to places with history as well, don't it? And things that, you know, history and places that mean something to us. And,
yeah,
you know.
definitely. See, I think that, because even we were just looking at the pictures from Jamaica, and like, your thinking is quite interesting with regards to the place that, you know, that's been finished now, and the way that you and the family are trying to utilize it, and then.
Yeah, I mean, what you said about being scattered, and that rings true for me, because the last couple of years, you know, dealing with the woman, them picnic and everything, you know, you realize you just gotta pull back, and, you know, like you don't get money, you get pum everything, and you're like, right, you know, well, go on now. Yeah, so you just
talking up.
And so you have to say, okay then. But like what Hakeem just said, the aspect of just traveling for the sake of traveling. So I said, you're right. No, when I drop down in Jamaica, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna rest right here. I know I can travel. I do travel, you know. I travel widely. But now I want to travel with a purpose. You got, I know I'm building something, and that's beneficial to myself, my personal well-being and health, where I could actually rest, relax, and recuperate, and then bring my family to participate in that. And then, because while I was in Jamaica in the summer, Had Rashid came down. I was able to pick him up from the airport, get a car for him, you know, drop him here. So I said, boom, come check me out with the river, brother, you know. And I was like, okay, this is something I find possible. I could move forward, and then I could take care of myself, my people, and then be a link for my brethren them in England or whatever.
Yeah.
So I said, boy, you want a place, man, just pick you up at the airport, just jump in the plane ticket, and we don't know. We are, you know, and we already understand the lay of the land, Islam, this and that. So I said, man can hold the vibes. So, and also, I I think about profit and what's possible, generational wealth, intergenerational wealth. So, and I always remember, you know, we used to talk about business and everything, and what takes more effort than doing the actual work of trying to make money is having a place to sit and think about how you're going to manage that.
Yeah.
And really.
And interact as well, and kind of meet the people,
have a
see what's
vantage
going on.
point. And I'm saying, for me at the moment, I still plan to travel to Africa, different places, but I want to make my little abode in the mountains that area where I can have that thought pattern. and then possibly bring the people I know to also possibly have that thought pattern and see what can emerge.
Yeah, I like the sound of that too.
That's heavy, innit?
I like the sound of, because when I'm ready to come, I can just say, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if I'm not there, I could just prepare my people. Say, boy, the man's coming down. He just fill up the house of food and everything him like, boom. And just want to chill, think about things, boom, boom, watch the hummingbirds go river. Because we need that. Because the what is it? I forget someone telling me. The CEO of a company doesn't have, why he has the big comfortable office, cigar cabinet, cognac on the side and everything, because he needs that time to manage the whole thing.
Definitely. Yeah.
So where everybody is frantic, he can actually, I've thought about that because I had time to think about that.
That's right. Plan ahead, innit? Think,
But
observe.
the thing as well, so that's the thing, because like, I think with us, I think because we got families, we don't really get that time no more. It's difficult.
It is difficult, you know.
Like, I need, because it's like, and obviously we got young families, because we got older kids, young kids, like.
Doing it
so
again,
I remember
innit?
with the older kids, I remember I had the time to kind of think, I'm going to do this, and now I don't really get that time.
Yeah.
It's not, but
It's just
obviously you have to try and make
From
the
you
time.
finish work, it's just back into it. Obviously, it's a good thing, alhamdulillah, but it's making that time, that balance, innit? You know, to refine and fine tune.
Yeah.
And kind of like, we've got things in place like trade, other things going on. It's just to bring it all together and make that profit that can make a difference, innit? You know?
And the thing is, well, because of who we are and our access to London and various places, you know, that option of having that Jamaica, it's not hypothetical.
It's not.
We're not talking about hypothetical.
Yeah.
And the money to get there is not hypothetical.
Yeah.
Or it's out of reach.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So we're talking about practical things, and so even for one's family and your children, even your older children, and in this rat race over here, you need to show them a path where they need a break. I used to really think, when I was younger, I was just starting out, I was like, what the hell I need a family vacation for, and this and that. But now I'm saying, no, I need that time to think. I need to sleep until I'm had enough of sleep. You know?
That's what it is.
Sleep until I've had enough
know,
of sleep, and then I wake up and say, okay, boom, okay. It's a difference when you sleep and you actually rest until you had enough of it.
That's what it
Okay,
is.
now I can.
You know, it's not sleep and being woken up by alarm. It's sleep till you naturally wake up, open your eyes, and like, right, I'm getting up.
Yeah, you can lie down until you get 45 minutes and just get up and
Yes,
I'm ready
you
now,
guys,
innit?
it's a different, because and even going for a walk, you sleep till you had enough of sleep. So you want to go for a walk. You want to have a coffee. You want to just have easy conversation. You understand? It's a whole different aspect of getting up. I have to hit this, bump, 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 bump. So we need at least a week or two out of our whole year. Even if you have to pay for it. It's an expensive venture to plan it, but it's necessary.
But I think even a week or two is not enough.
No, not enough.
Exactly.
This year is the first time in a good few years that I haven't gone away, and it's like I've hit, like I'm ready for the Christmas break now.
Yeah.
It's like I'm ready, like, and even when I go away once a year, I'm still ready. So I feel like every 6 months you need a break. But then the messed up thing, it's like, have we been programmed to be like that? Do you understand what I mean? So we've programmed to just come, work, have a break for 6 months, come back, work, not have a break for 2 weeks, like, work again. Do you know what I mean? So, but we do need, I think, a minimum 2. But really, ideally, you want to be at it. You should go away for a couple months.
Realistically,
You understand what I mean?
that's what you want,
That'll be
innit?
something.
That'll be something still.
Yeah, I mean, and that's very possible. Like I was talking about, we rented a Airbnb in Runaway Bay in the summer, and there was a man who owns that Airbnb in London. We gave him 500 quid for 4 nights. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I didn't know it was a Jamaican man in London that owned that property, but I found out. Okay? And so I'm like, is that a possibility for me? He's done it. He's not living in Jamaica. I'm sure he goes out there, but when he go out there, his money's there waiting for him.
Yeah.
So what would that, to have people come out, or different, or even us various different times, and we sit down from a place of nobody's rushing us, you have to get out by evening, this and that, and we could just relax and thinking, what could we actually do? So we could possibly have passive income like that in an organic manner, you know. But if you're on the rat race, you can't think about that, because for our mental well-being and our children's mental well-being, they may need a place like that to pull back. You can say, boy, one of your children come to you, or even one of your brethren, but you see the man just, his head is tight, rotted, brother. You know what?
I think, like
You know, just hold a few weeks down there, just just to.
I think the kids now, the next generation, the mental well-being is a lot more stressful. I see kids that it's like they're really struggling to cope. You know, it's getting harder and harder at it. You know.
Do you think they're more fragile than us, though?
Probably.
I think so, yeah. Well, you know, I'm not a fan of this, what do you call it? Mental health, well-being? What
do you mean, you know? I
don't really ascribe to that. I'm not a fan of the idea, right? I think that people are mad or they're not, right?
Let me tell you something. Not only that, because remember there's mental health, and I don't know this, but basically, when they're saying it's depression or whatever,
it's different emotions, isn't it? It's different feelings.
Listen, everyone goes through these emotions. It's whether you let it overcome you or not.
I understand that part.
What you're doing is giving people excuse to say, I'm depressed, so that they're not going to get up. It's either you got to check. Listen, everyone, especially in the rat race, everyone gets up in the morning and thinks, I don't want to go work, but they get up and go work. Even they drive.
Some people do like
that. No, exactly. But the people who learn to overcome it. Even when you drive to work, you get there. Do I want to get out? But bro, you have, like, so all it is, when people say they're depressed, like, no, you just haven't learned to fight through it. You've learned to, your reaction to that feeling is to fold. That's it's just a reaction. So once you get used to reacting, do you know what? It's too much for me.
Let me ring them.
But they're making it easier now. So I think they're mollycoddling it.
I think what you're saying.
So it's an industry, brother. It's become an industry.
It's becoming, and I was watching this one clip about what if you had like a West Indian older person on the helpline. So somebody called up, say, he said, before you didn't even tell me good morning or good afternoon. What's wrong with you? Okay, And first, look, me don't want to hear about your money problem. I just tell you, because me get burned and me lose money. So that's not enough to be stressed. I talk about you depressed. You have to come better than that.
I think what you're saying is that I think mental health and well-being is a real thing, but it's just they're letting people, they're giving it okay to crumble off it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Like they're not just getting on with it. Okay, I feel a bit upset or I feel a bit overwhelmed today, but they're giving it people excuse just to crumble.
So when you say it's a real thing, what do you mean? Explain that.
I mean, it's a real. People are under pressure. Like there's a lot more pressures now than it was before. You know, and I think the younger generation is coming up. I think they're under a lot more, especially with what you see on the TV and tablets and all this. They're watching things that are sending their brains all over the place, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't think there's more of a mental thing with the younger generation coming up.
Well, ain't they banning? Is it Australia? They've banned social media for under 16s.
All these kids are just tablets, phones. It's a lot.
Okay, but one thing I like about the Caribbean, even with the Hurricane Melissa, right?
Yeah.
Every year hurricane, there is no internet, no electricity for once. If you don't know how to live with it, right? If you get addicted, your addiction gonna get smashed.
Cold turkey. Cold turkey.
That's what they said. That's what I'm saying. That's what they said about COVID. COVID, they said that the man them that been to jail and that they can write their car. But other people was having a meltdown. But Jamaica the same thing. Like that's why it can't be a tablet, whatever. You got to be able to go out and occupy yourself and entertain yourself. I saw so much footage online.
Yeah.
I see man in the water, busting joke, busting smoke.
You just got to overcome.
You got to overcome.
You got to overcome.
So whereabouts in Jamaica is your land and your house and that?
It's in Cane River.
Was it affected by the hurricane?
No, not really. The roads didn't get too bad, but the light pole went down. Yeah, the lights and the internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the lights and the internet. And then a madman chopped down one of the poles too. Something like that. Yeah.
So what was the worst affected area in Jamaica? And what areas got hit bad?
The worst affected areas is St. James, I think St. James, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Hanover.
St. Elizabeth got hurt.
Yeah, Black River. And I was in Black River 2024, you know. But that's gone now.
So where is Black River then?
What do you mean it's gone?
The southeastern coast. The whole town flattened down. The ocean came in. Some people said they saw 20-foot waves came in. In the banks, there's sand and rocks from the seabed.
Rotted.
Yeah, it came in. And they said what was particularly strange about this particular hurricane, it behaved like a hurricane, a tornado, small tsunami, and just general beat up water coming up from under the ground, flooding places. So the water table underground rose, flooded different things until it came over people's houses. So it just went everything that could happen with Mother Earth. Allah just said, boy, everything are going right now. So and the rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief, everybody get a piece.
So what percentage of Jamaica got hit then?
Probably almost 1 million people in the western parishes.
Wow, that's half the population.
Yeah, so the eastern parishes they had damage, but they're all basically back up and running. But the western parishes, it's a disaster zone. And I've been felt pretty good, the amount of response and help that people, Jamaicans themselves, I put forward, and the people in the Jamaican diaspora, in London, London people give enough.
That's just the people, the civilians though, not the government, because the government sent over 2 or 3 mil. Yeah,
the government, British government, but we, the Jamaicans in the diaspora, we send home billions anyway. But the help that's been given out from all sorts of different organizations, entertainment and everything.
Yeah, the entertainers them been on it hard.
American celebrities was donating.
No, but a lot of the Jamaica cartel, everyone's got their own foundation. Vibes Cartel, Bite the Killer.
Bring it in. This depends on if it's a scam, innit? If that money's gonna be.
Because that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing.
Sending me message like phoning me down. Yeah, I got a charity set up.
That's when I see smoke. Let me tell you something. Yeah, you see the big art. When I see the big artists doing it, I thought, okay, you can understand. When I see some little small artists talking about they got dough, I'm thinking, this is but
But it's interesting to see people heartfelt going in, buying a container home and giving someone a new home. But some people are actually living under tarpaulins and everything. And it may not be cold in Jamaica, but when you're sleeping outside and the rain comes, the temperature drops at night.
It does,
and you ain't got no, and then you don't know where you're gonna get the clothes in the morning, everything. So it's really heartfelt to see, but also see I think in spite of everything, the Jamaican government and people is doing their best. The Jamaicans are resilient because I think it's going to be a migration towards Kingston and the eastern parishes because it's just too much. But even people are saying, right, but I'm in the room for
Because Kingston didn't get touched then.
Yeah, it got touched.
So I had it because of Blue Mountain. Does Blue Mountain protect it or something like that?
It just hit the coast. It just if it would have hit Kingston from the east and went across the west, it would have been flattened the whole thing. Yeah. But it's just by a lot. It went just on the west coast.
So what made it so bad this time? Because I was always thinking it was as bad as what's the one from the 80s? It's Hurricane Gilbert. But this was supposedly like 10 times worse, isn't it?
So wasn't it one in the 90s as well though?
B was out there.
What's it like every 5 years, every 10 years?
No, every year is hurricane season.
So
Because the Gulf of Mexico, isn't it?
Every year's hurricane season, the Caribbean.
Do you think that affects people migrating back when you see things like this?
If you're from the Caribbean,
You used to. You know where it is. But you know what it is as well. But ain't there? But there ain't there when you're building a house to protect it. Obviously,
The Englishman.
to protect it from hurricane or make it.
You should. I don't know if we do that in Jamaica.
I would.
I think the man
I'm
that comes
definitely
from-
doing that.
From England and America will.
People would not build on the coast so much.
Yeah.
You know, you try to build behind a hill and everything. But this particular hurricane also, most people, like even a wooden structure, they've been there for a long time. A lot of wooden houses, you know. So it's not like man never lived through I've lived through a hurricane through a wooden house.
You remember that from your
Yeah,
childhood?
I
didn't you?
have growing up. So, but like the most people have been hit with that is like a category 3. This one pushing category 5, heading towards 6. When talking about hurricanes, before we really get in, it'd be good to give a little example of different over the years in Jamaica. A lot of major things. Jamaica is a place of dramatic upheaval with the land and sea. Because remember, Port Royal, the wickedest place in the world at that time. Pirates Haven, that used to be a capital, and that half of that sunk into the sea because of earthquakes and tsunami and all that there.
So when you say the wickedest place in the world, in what? Can you give us some
Was that
context?
Caribbean? Was Port Royal?
Jamaica.
Okay, yeah.
With the airport is
So when he said it's sunk half into the sea.
Yeah, because but my man's giving us the context now. So what you saying?
So when he said I don't even highlight. Let's keep that part there. Let's keep that part.
you know, because Kingston Harbour is the largest, one of the largest natural harbours in the Western Hemisphere. Okay, that's why it has a large port. Port Royal, for hundreds of years, the British Empire and the Spanish, they all knew that, so everyone was drawn to there. So the capital of Jamaica was in Port Royal, and that's where all the pirates and mutineers.
So weren't Spanish Town the capital at one stage as well?
Spanish Town when the Spanish had it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but Port Royal, because it's so close to the sea and everything, so everything, slavery, robbing people. It was so bad and so profitable, bad man business. That the British government put a bad man in charge of Jamaica, who became the governor of Jamaica.
Who was that? What was his name?
I think that was what's that rum called? Morgan. Yeah.
That makes
So
that
what you're
makes
saying
sense.
now? So what you're saying that right? Jamaica has been gangster from day one. Yeah.
Yes.
And not only was it a penal colony, yeah, but then also has bare badness going on.
Bare badness.
So with penal colony, you got to explain that to people that don't understand. Because we're bad slaves.
That's essentially
Yeah.
rebellious slaves were sent to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Not really, not so much rebellious slaves, okay? Because it's like in Bermuda and the Americas. If you were not system submissive, you probably weren't being sold on to Bermuda and the Americas.
Okay, so
all you mad broken ass ones, you stayed your ass.
But that makes sense.
America as well was more better ones than
They would get filtered. So what you're saying? They were getting filtered.
Jamaica, more black people died in Jamaica than in America. It was more imported into that part of the Caribbean because the work rate and their lifespan was shorter because they were working you. The 24-hour work cycle was perfected in the Caribbean, Barbados, and Jamaica. The term factory properly came into the English language in the Caribbean and Jamaica because they had to turn that sugar out. And so they were burning you 2-3 years, you were dead, bring on the next one. And if you were that rebellious, you ran off to the hills, you weren't good for, like in Bermuda, if you weren't a broken slave and system submissive, you weren't going to Bermuda.
Because you said
That means that they break your spirit.
Into submission.
They break your spirit and you accept.
If you're showing resistance, they'll break you to your submissive.
And you have to be skilled to go to Bermuda.
So you're saying, right, so let me understand this, right. So essentially, right, you wouldn't leave Jamaica if you had a stink attitude.
No, they'll probably try to kill you, work you to death.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that makes you get a stink attitude.
Right.
The way they're working you is you understand?
Yeah.
The women weren't even going into menstruation cycles. They were just they just work you. You know, like that movie Django. We're gonna work
The jungle.
work till your back give out. But on top of that, there was also hurricanes in Jamaica, earthquakes. So all that also in between all that gave you room to run and everything. So dramatic experiences that always change Jamaica. Port Royal, half of it sinking into the sea, caused people to move to Kingston, which was like a swamp. But people moved across there without the earthquake and Port Royal sinking in, half of it sinking into the sea.
It wouldn't have pushed people to
It
Kingston.
wouldn't have pushed people to Kingston.
Yeah.
So now this come like hurricane Melissa's gonna push people more to Kingston.
But they're gonna rebuild towns like Black River now.
But listen to this.
Inland.
But also, because you remember you said because you first spoke about the new cities, the new target building. So St. Elizabeth's going to be the first smart city in Jamaica.
But Mourne Bay, they built the first urban center. That's what I was talking about.
Okay,
but now that Melissa's messed up Black River, very miraculous. The government already had a new plan.
But this is what I'm saying. So the plan was there already before this happened. But can I be honest with you? Because that's why there's a lot
so
of.
that's what's brought up the conspiracy theories now.
But I'm hearing because I'm hearing different conspiracies. I'm hearing people saying that the direction the winds was going weren't natural. But then also someone said to me that because they've messed up with the structure of Jamaica with all the new motorways and that, that's affected its resistance to the hurricane as well. Is there any truth in that?
I don't think it's any particular truth in that from what I understand.
Can I ask you, is Fern Gully still there?
Yes, Fern's Gully because that's by Bugwa. Flat Bridge.
Yeah.
And the Rio Cobre.
Okay,
That's all still there. But I'm just saying, in the history of Jamaica, hurricanes, earthquakes are part of the dramatic situation of Jamaica, and it always spurs change, population movements, maybe even slave revolts. So it is a part of our history. This particular hurricane now, while everybody's called a bad girl, Melissa. You know, she must have a bad Jamaican man. She's come back to take revenge. But the thing is, this particular hurricane, like Ishmael was saying, it sat off the coast. Everybody knew it was coming for about a week. Everybody said, what's wrong with this hurricane? It just sitting there off the coast, going from tropical storm, Category 1, Category 2, Category 3. When she hit about Category 5, she called me. Just like
Can I give you a joke? You know what I saw online? You know what I was seeing online? You know what I was giving you a joke? Online, I kept seeing people say, "Me just how we up for Melissa." I'm thinking, who's this Melissa they're talking about?
That's it. Because people are saying, we usually a hurricanes come in strong and bold. Bop, bop, slap up, mash down. But this girl just turn, she just a whole lot corner and I just puff up herself. And then she just come bigger than, better than anything. But the interesting thing, the Jamaican government, a couple years ago, they took out extra hurricane insurance. Disaster relief, hundreds of millions. I mean, they're cashing in that. But because of Melissa hit every target for destruction. So the money, all the hundreds had to be released. So all of a sudden, they've been wanting to move that town. They planned them set up and everything, but no, Melissa just lick it down. So it said we can move the whole town. Move people off. So now they can change the whole building codes. No, you can't build back your woodhouse.
So obviously, so the hurricane in itself displaces people, but then also if you bring in legislation that prevents those people on modest income, poor people, from then going back to the areas that they come from.
They're talking about relocating people?
So but then the government intends to provide the housing now.
It's the housing and
gentrification.
through small loans, and they've got a variety of things, and they have to also look at land ownership.
Yeah, because that's the first thing that comes to mind.
But now the environmental factors, laws are going to come into place, because some people have built their homes in bad places.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a floodplain.
Yeah, but it's your land and it's your house.
Exactly. But now they can come and say you can't build there.
Okay.
So the modern,
But that's a good thing, though.
it's a possible
I
land
don't.
grab.
Cause that's what I'm thinking. What happened? Because if you
It's
got
a
title to
possible-
land,
It's a possibility that could be. Remember, Jamaican government is known for selling off the damn beaches. It's a fact.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
It's
Prince
not
Charles
hypothetical.
owned most of the beaches in Jamaica.
I
or
didn't-
not,
I
not
heard
all of
that
them.
the other day.
Crown.
King Charles, should I say, or the crown, yeah.
The crown, because remember I was coming down and we was talking about the flag, the red and white flag, and I was telling them my children, I said, and I told my children, bring up the coat of arms of Jamaica. I said, what's in it? It's a English flag with pineapples on it. So don't think you understand. And I was so England is part of the Jamaican scenario, and a lot of the old colonial laws, the Jamaican government has not rescinded them. So if they want, they could choose to pull some of these things. And a lot of people are living on government land in Jamaica for generations.
yeah.
Because it's empty land. People will live on it.
But with that, if you've lived on it for X number of years, then the title falls to you.
Yeah, if you're paying the taxes.
Ross, yeah.
In Jamaica, who pays the taxes gets to keep the land.
Yeah. Real talk. Yeah. I know that's right. So, will this displace? People will not be able to go back to their family land.
I think people will be able to go back to the family land because it's also been talked about. But there will be instances where compulsory purchases is going to happen.
Yeah.
And government could do a compulsory purchase, but they could rezone it afterwards. 5-10 years. And build back another housing scheme there.
It's what government does.
Government does. So it has to be a redevelopment, and it's clear where some of these towns were that if Category 5 is going to be the norm, you can't rebuild back like you did. So there has to be changes. It will be population move, and some wealthy landowners are going to catch.
So do you think it'll be similar to that what happened over here, say for example with Grenfell, where they had to go around and change all the cladding on all different things? So with Jamaica, in different parts, that if they don't think the way the buildings are structured, they're safe from a hurricane, they'll start rebuilding other.
Yeah, one thing I always loved about Jamaica, I say, if you own a piece of land,
You do your thing.
you can begin where you're at.
Yeah.
If you could build a zinc house, it's your zinc house.
Yeah.
If you build a wooden house,
Yep.
it's your wooden
Unless
house.
you leave it for a week.
If you build a block house, you could begin. You don't have to wait till you have all the architect drawings. I need somewhere to live.
It's that simple.
So I don't think it's going to be dramatic in Jamaica. It's going to be a slow boil as they update and change the land codes and everything. But to have a hurricane Category 5 sitting off your coast like waiting for invasion is... Because everybody was saying, we thought there was going to be a hit, going to be Category 3. Everybody was waiting for Category 3. Yeah, man, we can.
He can deal with that.
When people said, one man said he was in his house lifted, and he jumped out of the house as it was lifting off.
That's the most.
That's the thing that
Yeah.
looked at, though, isn't it? It's that infrastructure there. You need to, that's what they're going to be zoning in on, though, isn't it?
Well, you see, I would always, my thing would always be, if people own their land, let them do their thing. That would always be my position, because at the end of the day, the thing, and this is the difference between the Caribbean and Africa, and Europe, right? Families have their land in the Caribbean, and families have and so they can do their thing.
Right.
So-
and it's to their detriment if they don't prepare it
So
properly.
housing schemes is like social housing, basically.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah,
But it doesn't sound like it's a big thing in Jamaica.
Well, it is.
lots
Yeah, it's a
of
big thing.
houses.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
there's a lot of gated communities
yeah,
now.
yeah.
A lot of gated communities, and some of those gated communities are the house that mash up because the chipwood and everything. Rain came
but
in,
then someone surely,
finished.
but surely then.
and they pay good money for
Yeah,
that.
but that's the thing with a gated community. Someone's responsible for that then.
Should be. Yeah, you should have
the
buildings insurance.
developers just if I bought somewhere and it's in a gated community
Yeah.
and you ain't built it strong enough, then you owe me some money. I'll see you in court.
And you should have if you're going to buy off the because essentially you're buying off the shelf at a gated community, and that should also then have the buildings insurance. See, all of those things should be in place. Should be. Yeah, because I know people avoid paying anything that they can because money can be tight. Yeah. Okay.
One of the things, I mean, it's a catch-22 because, like, the Jamaican government went bankrupt between 2012 and 2014. Okay, like they had tried to hold out, but they got finished off. I mean, they were borrowing more money, like 150% of the GDP. I mean, it was
Sounds like America.
yeah. It's not fatal for America.
It's not, is it? Because they print.
It was fatal for Jamaica.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So even selling off the beaches and everything. You know when somebody's been working on you for years to corner you?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
You know, and you've been holding out, holding out,
Yeah.
and then finally, 2014, they said, brother, nothing left in that. So you want the light company, water company, want your beaches, you want, and you know it's not for you. You're done.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. You're done.
You're done. So all you're doing is managing debt, and the Jamaican government has now become expert at managing debt, and now they're the poster child for the world on managing debt in the economy and try to get it back up, and a low wage economy. They're really brilliant studies. Jamaicans had to work that debt, and they've done it to a great successful degree. And that's why they took all these insurance policies and all these type of things, you know. But now they've gotten the loan. They said the damage was worth about 8-9 billion that just happened.
Yeah.
I think they've already gotten about 7 billion.
So will that get to the ground? Because that's always the thing, isn't it? When the money comes in.
Will it get to the ground? But they have major infrastructure projects that they have been doing.
Okay.
So what do people say about money being lost? There have been major infrastructure aspects, because what the Jamaican government had to do after the crash 2014 and all that, they had to install a bipartisan working group.
Boom. Yeah. Yeah.
That would adhere to the projects the previous government did.
Yeah.
Because this was too much.
Yeah.
Not adhering
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it
yeah.
because it was
Yeah,
my
yeah.
part. They said,
Yeah.
this is not getting us anywhere.
Yeah.
So because of that, both the JLP and the PNP, that was the best thing they ever did
Yeah. Yeah.
to honor projects and contracts that were started by the previous government. So that made it possible for all this thing. So if they continue on that, I think things will happen, but they're turning Jamaica into a low wage economy.
Yeah.
So that's the only drawback.
Yeah.
But
So-
I think they're gonna finish off I think they will in the next 10 years, finish off a lot of infrastructure projects.
Yeah.
They're gonna build the new towns. Yeah. And it's gonna be a different place. But it's like, where do we want to come in on that?
Yeah.
Because the cake is being divvied up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you feel like it's definitely going to be a different place.
It's
What now?
it
Yeah.
already is.
But you say so they pay low wages then, so even a good job you don't really get paid.
Particularly in the hotels.
Yeah.
The hotel business don't make Jamaica that much. It's all the other economic stuff going on in Jamaica, farming, this and that, businesses. Because most out of every dollar, almost 80% of it don't even get to Jamaica because they're buying the package holiday online.
Yeah.
But Airbnb start to get some money, but that's why that kind of they want to close that off now. Because I think 80% of the dollar stays outside Jamaica with the hotel.
Yeah.
Airbnb 50.
Yeah. Yep. And then so anything that can feed, anything that you can do from abroad, less of it hits the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is though, but I would have thought, so with the hotels, who actually owns the hotels in Jamaica?
Germans and Spanish.
And if you think about it, if the Airbnbs, who would own the Airbnbs in Jamaica?
This is the thing now, because
Diaspora.
you see, that's what it drops down, doesn't it? Yeah.
So that's why. So who's trying to stop this? Who is the ones that want to redirect everyone to the hotels?
The hotels, but they can lobby, can't they? So they can lobby government, and they can say, well, look how much tax we're paying. But it's a lobbying game. It's a lobbying game.
If you think about it, it's more beneficial for Jamaica if people of Jamaican descent who own Airbnbs are allowed to do their thing. So if you think, for example, you're planning on doing Airbnbs so you'll put that money back in Jamaica. You and your family will be going to Jamaica.
This is what they say.
So what?
They say the black pound, what they call it now, the support.
Okay. What the black pound support black pound?
There's like this new thing, about the building up the black economy kind of thing.
Okay. I've not been following it.
Something that's online. There's a group of people from London trying to say we've got to kind of spend with ourselves more in our own and support and build up the black economy and the black pound.
When we had discussion and talking about coming down, said my take on the black Britain, which I think is a problem and a positive at the same time. We assimilate rapidly into the host society.
Should we? Do you think we should go into that in the next segment, or? Yeah.
But I think Jamaica's going to make it out of this, and it's going to come back stronger. I think it is looking good even within the capitalist model. Jamaica is looking good. It's a property boom in Jamaica, and it's not a bubble. It's actually real.
Okay. I think that there are things to be aware of always with these opportunities, and that is to do with how do individuals who are not tied to corporations, how do individuals and small collectives get in on the action? That's because I think that's where the real meaning lies. So if there's an ownership aspect for people like us, actual ownership, then that changes the dynamic. But when the big players come, as we all know, I think that...
Of course it is. And because that's even that, it's a time like this, would the land in Jamaica, would the value go up or down?
Value is going up. But the diaspora, what I see them, particularly the older generation diaspora, what they built in Jamaica, it's all empty. They're not living. They built mansions.
100%.
So many of them are empty. So my advice to all the diasporans out there, you got the big mansion and garage, chop it up, make it apartments. It's that era's over. Listen, you picnic them and grand picnic them now come back to live down there. So just stop that. Build yourself a bungalow.
But maybe there's a thing, because that's what I know. A man he's got his thing, just built his mansion, right? And when he goes, he's got a small quarters, like a small separate apartment, and that's all he stays in. So then the sort of like so there's a thing then really about.
It's nostalgia.
It's not it's nostalgia, but it's also people had a different mindset.
Maybe they presume that the next generation want to come back and live with them. But
there is that. There's definitely that, and also there's a thing to say. Well, look, I came to England. I've done all I need to do. There's my thing now. I went and built my thing. Whereas now the entrepreneurial thing,
realistic.
Entrepreneurial and like this whole what them call it. The social media spread of information, the ideas that are different now, the Instagram feeding thinking.
The liability.
Everybody's thinking, right, how can I do something that is going to be for me? That's going to generate a couple pounds. People are thinking differently.
But not only that, they're thinking, okay, why am I spending? I don't need 5 bathrooms and obviously that's a bit thing, but you just need to have a nice living space, a realistic living space.
And 2 apartments that because Airbnb didn't exist before. No such thing as Airbnb.
And you don't have to do an Airbnb, you could do a guest house. So you can have somebody manage it on your behalf.
So hear the joke now. So if we know that our seniors and our elders have built these big places, it could be that we bring a different, well, I'm sure that's part of what you've been doing. You bring a different thinking to the fact that they've got this big house and maybe just try and set it so that it can be managed differently.
Well, but I think Airbnbs, if you talk, okay, so when you say a mansion, for you to live in or go in, that don't make sense. But I think for Airbnb, it kind of does make sense because, especially for example, we're a big family. You say you want to go somewhere, we all want to stay. Like I went to France the other day with my in-laws, and we just got a big Airbnb, and it situated all of us.
Yes, nicely. Yes.
And it was reasonable. Do you understand what I mean? So the Airbnb, it's a good.
For me personally, if I know, say I knew one of my family members that had a big mansion, and it's not doing nothing, I would say, if it's big enough and you got multiple properties, you could do local rental and Airbnb because then you're assured income. People need places to rent, and also you need a holiday income. Or also, so like you said, it's a change of thinking because a lot of people here now, the grandparents are leaving the big houses, but they don't even know, the people that don't even know the value of what is actually left to them. That house is still maybe £60,000. Like the thing is just Jamaica. What the hell? No, brother, man.
No problem.
Just sell it.
Somebody's gonna come from America and drop 20,000 on you, and you're gonna think you're good in London with 20 G's, and you could have got 80 for that.
20,
and I'll tell you, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. People do not understand how much of a gift Jamaica is, how much of a gift the Caribbean is, because those islands are stunning. They're stunning. The natural beauty is beyond. So yeah.
I mean, even the place I go to in Cane River, you know what got me? It was just stunning. I sit on the veranda and I have my coffee and I have my cigar and I see hummingbirds pass me, the river flowing, the green mountains, the mist rising, and I'm like,
that's the far right.
I said, so, and I have access to this. So you can actually fall in love with a particular location and everything, but still because of your travels and everything, you're not airy-fairy. You're still, this is what we can bring to it. Like that, you're going back home. So you need to think, how I'm going to make this work for me. So like I said, the older generation, they were thinking, we just want to make money, go back. But so we in the diaspora have to think, how can we leverage this? How can we make it work for us? And not in a horrid manner. Like I said, I tell people when you go to Jamaica now, take your time. Start going back yearly, every other year. Reintroduce yourself. To see what's possible, so you get to know people. You know the good, bad, and ugly characters. You acclimatize back to that. and then who you can actually really link with. And you'd be surprised. You might buck into a guy that used to learn packing. What are you doing here? Yeah, man, well, with something up there. Yeah. You see selling cars and high-end cars in Mandeville.
Yeah, cool, definitely.
And I just talking to the guys in Norwich on Friday in the mosque, you know, because you hear this thing about black man can't work together, you can't build nothing and this and that, and around, I've heard it for years.
Yeah.
I said, but in Jamaica, you see black men working.
Not all of it, but majority of it, you know.
It's there, it's happening, it's real. I said, we need to experience that, our children need to experience that, you know.
Maybe it's the mindset that overhead gives us. Do you know what I mean? Because our backs against, I don't know what, it could be any explanation, but it's, when you're in a predominantly black country, it happens. It's the black people that's in predominantly white countries where it's not happening. But it probably still is happening, but it's not happening.
Because black people still clash out, obviously got the whatever,
But as a black person here in Britain, are our backs against the wall when we have a back door?
That's what a man says all the real talk, real talk.
You have a back door, and you don't want to walk through it. Who fault? Your children are depressed over here. Everything, this and that, and you won't use an outlet that's available to you in Africa, the Caribbean.
That's what it is.
Whose fault is that?
And the thing
when the same people who you say is oppressing you, you go home, they're buying that house out there.
And the thing as well, and what you got to take from even what's happening now is because time don't change nothing. So you'd think that 3 generations in that you're not going to be facing with this, but it shows you that no matter how long, they're still going to look at you as not a native. Do you understand what I mean? So that's what
messed up my brain. Like he said, is that after all these years, hold on, this is something we went through in the 80s.
But it's even worse than it's gone well backwards. Do you understand what I mean?
Thank you for watching. Obviously, catch us next time.
Yeah.
TwinVision.
Peace and love.
Yeah, peace.
Respect.